Drake's multi-million-dollar mansion in Toronto just got flooded? Here's what we know. Drake has pretty much played the role of Thanksgiving roast turkey for the whole of 2024, cause the dude just keep catching shots. Now, I love Drake, but even I have got to call a spade, and in all honesty, I was tempted to fly all the way down to Drake's mansion in Toronto, where he's been hiding for all these years, to offer him a hanky to wipe his tears, because damn, Kendrick literally mopped the floor with it and used him to dust it off. Well, if you thought that was the end of the beef between them, apparently they're just warming up, because after word got out that Drake's hideout got flooded, Kendrick rushed over to the scene to warm Drake up by roasting him real good. Now, we're all feeling sorry for Drake at this point, and we can't help but wonder what Drake did wrong to deserve such ill treatment from Kendrick, considering the fact they were once best buddies who released back-to-back collabs.
Kendrick is always going to be a media dog. And I told him, I said, because he has the ability to make you believe he had no idea this was going to happen. Like, I look at him and I go, nah, you can't do that to me. You knew what you was working.
Right.
You worked on it and it paid off. Don't act like you didn't know it was going to happen. And he's like, cause he'll be like, yo, like, wow, like that energy's there.
After the hot beef that went down with Kendrick and Drake, you can bet that Kendrick took advantage of Drake's situation and responded with some sly remarks to bury him deeper in his misery. Child, y'all better get on this real quick, because these two artists are about to have to go at it again. At this point, we need to agree that the drama between Drake and Kendrick will never end, at least not anytime soon. The wildest thing about all these is that the beef started between J. Cole and Kendrick and had nothing to do with Drake from the start. Sure, Drake and Kendrick's beef dates back to when they were both upcoming artists, but no one saw this coming. J. Cole didn't even shade Kendrick before this, so it's crazy. If anything, he gave a massive compliment by referring to him as one of the biggest rappers in the world, saying, "I love when they argue who the hardest MC is. Does it belong to K-Dot, Aubrey, or I? We the big three like we started the league, but right now I feel like Muhammad Ali." Because of his history with Drake, Kendrick didn't like this, and on his song Like That with Metro Boomin, he clapped back at J. Cole and Drake. In this track, he said, "If he walk around with that stick, it ain't Andre 3K. Think I won't drop the location, I still got PTSD. Mother F the big three, ninja, it's just big me." Drake, though, had no intention of giving Kendrick the upper hand without a struggle. In response, he released 2 diss tracks, Push-Ups, From Back to Back, and Tailor Made. For a brief moment, it appeared as though Drake might be in a league of his own and defeat Kendrick in the beef, but Kendrick had other plans. He returned with a bang, dropping Euphoria, a vicious diss track unlike any we've ever heard. Right after this, he also issued another vicious diss tune titled 616 in LA, while we were still trying to dissect his bars. He said embarrassing things about Drake and his group, making Drake look like a weakling who is desperately begging people to say bad things about Kendrick. Responding to Kendrick's claims that he touched his aunt Whitney, Drake released another diss track titled Family Matters, in which he attacked Kendrick's family. He also accused Kendrick of being an absentee father, saying, "On some Bobby is, I want to know what Whitney needs. All that puppy love was over in y'all late teens. Why you never hold your son and tell him to say cheese? We could have left the kids out of this, don't blame me." Since Kendrick has been struggling for a long time against claims that he supposedly touched Whitney, this was a cunning move by Drake to divert attention away from his vicious battle scars. To add fuel to the burning fire, Kendrick issued yet another diss track, Not Like Us, which took the insane to a whole new level. Think this is crazy? Wait till you hear that the cover art is a shot of Drake's house. Several other rappers then joined in, slamming Drake for filth and releasing their own diss tunes. Child, it's not fun to have half the industry shaming you for filth. Drake couldn't have competed with other rappers in the industry. One of the rappers who dissed Drake was Rick Ross, but it's hard to hold it against him as Drake was the one who started it all. In his diss track, Push-Ups, Drake said, "I might take your latest girl and cuff her like I'm Ricky. Can't believe he jumping in this ninja turning 50. Drizzy was responsible for every single hit that he received." Well, Ross wasn't about to let this slide, and he dropped a diss track, Champagne Moments, where he said, "Getting bullied, don't walk up on me cause the clip is fully." I'm like, really, Woody? Like his moves, but he never had to fight in school. Always ran, another had to write your grooves. Flow is copy and paste, Weezy gave you the juice. Another white boy at the park wanna hang with the crew. He followed this up with an Instagram video where he heaped disses upon disses on Drake.
Oh, it's such a beautiful day. Me waking up from a nap, I just realized BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy. You wanted to hang at the park with this smoke with the while we washed our old school Chevys. White boy, you got a Chevy, white boy? I doubt it. But anyway, big nose. Big nose. Boy, you had 25% body fat with a carved out 6-piece. Stop. We know what time it is. That shit costs 40 bands. Stop. But tell your mama, well, in Miami, we say old girl. Tell your old girl she a beautiful lady. I told you that before, and I meant that. But you tell your mama, white boy, you stayed out at the park too late, and you can't call her when you get in this shit. This shit too deep to call your mama, white boy.
It was pretty clear that Rick Ross was rooting for Kendrick. After Kendrick released Not Like Us and Meet the Grams, Rick Ross slammed Drake and told him to quit the music while saying, "I just want to make this clear, white boy. They said if you was into young girls, you promised you would have been arrested. Whoever wrote that for you should have put more thought into that. White boy, it's your writers. Whatever message you translated to them, that wasn't the way they were supposed to do that. And as a writer, when it comes to, you gotta remove yourself from that. White boy, that wasn't the line right there." By the time Kendrick finished dropping hit after hit, fans were beginning to feel bad for Drake. To top it all off, Drake had been dropping hints that his mental health was suffering, like when he posted an emotional video on Instagram. Despite the video's focus on his fears on how he would be remembered, the hate train he's been experiencing made it hard to watch. But one could hardly blame Drake, who wouldn't be emotionally damaged by all those shots Lamar fired at Drake. I mean, that was plain insane. Earlier last week, photos of Drake at Michael Rubin's party went viral, and our boy was looking really anxious. The flooding of his Toronto mansion was the last straw that broke the owl's wings. Drake shared a video of his flooded mansion after the torrential downpour in Ontario, Canada. Trouble must be Drake's middle name, because right when he was trying to take a break from mainstream media and his haters, he got dragged right into the hullabaloo. Drake's mansion in Toronto has been his sanctuary, but now that it's been flooded, his next move is uncertain. His home in Los Angeles and the one he just bought in Washington for $155 million are still well and alive, but things can get worse if he leaves for Texas. It is no secret that Kendrick accused him of being a pedophile, and people are actually starting to take his words at face value, forgetting that beefing is all about saying hurtful things and damaging the other's reputation, and not every shot that gets fired has to ring true. To make matters worse, the city with the highest number of child assault cases in America is only an hour and 10 minutes away from the mansion. It's not a good idea to move to an area known to be crawling with pedophiles after being accused of doing the same. Heck, Kendrick sure knows how to shoot his shots, and he sure seems to be enjoying himself at Drake's expense. Some close friends of his recently revealed that he's been using Drake's situation as an excuse to enjoy some popcorn because he finds his situation amusing. Many fans expressed their thoughts about this. They mentioned that it would appear that Kendrick had cursed Drake with a lot of biblical plagues like floods and famine. Drake made a crowd full of screaming supporters, including blacks, blues and crips, shaking hands and dancing to lyrics of him calling Drake a pedophile. No cultural movement has ever achieved such a sweeping triumph. So did Kendrick cast a spell on Drake? You've got to wonder. I think Kendrick even succeeded in turning Mother Nature against Drake. Someone seriously needs to hold Drake's hands before he goes to sleep every night, cause I'm not even Drake, but I'm feeling his pain on his behalf. And that's all for today's video. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Did Kendrick roast Drake a little too hard? Should Drake consider suing him in court to at least pay for his psychologist's fees? Cause after everything Kendrick has done to Drake, he'll definitely need some mental support. And make sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel for more engaging videos like this one.